All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Tuesday night training. Jesse McPherson coming at you live here from Manila, Philippines here. It is March 26th at 9 a.m. my time, although it is Tuesday, the 25th for you guys, 6 p.m. on the Pacific side, 9 p.m. on the East side. So thank you for staying up late with me. But I do know we have people from all over the world. And whether you're watching us live or on the replay, we want to welcome you. If you are brand new to our community as a brand new ambassador, we want to welcome you home, as we like to say. So welcome to the family, welcome to the community. So this is something that we are so excited to welcome you, especially in the very beginning stages as we launch our Club Viago community around the world. And things are moving very quickly. It has been super exciting to see not only the trips that are happening. No, this is saying confirm your language, not Spanish. Definitely not Spanish. Definitely speaking English. I mean, mostly English, sometimes American. But the as we can continue to get out there, I've got some updates for you guys, got some trainings, and I got something cool to share with you guys that I just had a chance to experience this week as we start diving into one of the programs that is one of the things we're super excited to be that we have an opportunity to offer through our getaway program. So we talk a lot about the escape program, and we're going to talk more about that because truly it's one of those things where you can enroll in Viago, but you aren't really in Viago till you've been on a reward escape. I mean, really, it's it. Now, obviously, convention coming up, we could say the same thing for, but there's something just special about going on a trip. So, dusting off that passport if you haven't used it for a while, but more importantly, getting around the community and really understanding the product that we have, being a product of the product and experiencing it, and going to take those pictures and create those memories and get a chance to share with people, not the price, but the value. And that's a different thing. See, one of the things I know a lot of times when people have not had a chance to experience this is people aren't buying based on price, they're buying based on value. And when you really can understand how to promote and share the value with somebody about the membership in the program, but particularly one of the most powerful parts of our product and our membership, which is the Reward Escape program. But also, we're going to talk about the getaways. However, I want to go out there real quick here and see if anybody has some weekly wins. And what I mean by that is this, is anybody that's got some good news to share. If you have a testimonial on using your membership, using your daily deals, saving some money, or you had a win this week of a new person, or just something that you were like, man, this was a win for me. We want to get a chance to hear from you here real quick. So if you could raise your hand, it's really simple. If you go down there into the bottom and you go down to this area I said it was easy, and then I don't even know how to tell you how to do it. That's hilarious. Under gestures, it's somewhere. You can raise your hand in Zoom. Under reactions? I think it's under reactions. There we go. Some reactions here. It's under, yeah, I think it's under reactions, and you can raise your hand. If you can, then I want to call on you guys here real quickly, and I want to start today with getting a chance to hear from some of you guys here on some of your wins here for the week. Faith, I think you were the first one to get your hand raised here, girl. So talk to me, girl. Tell me about what happened this week. Give me some good news. Does it allow you to unmute? Let me know. No, it does not. Okay, watch this. Ask to unmute. What about now? Mute. Allow participants.
Awesome. Hi,
There we go.
Jesse.
All right,
Hey,
hold on.
everyone.
Everybody, real quick. Hold on, hold on. Okay, I think I muted everybody. Now, can you unmute yourself? Try it.
Yes,
Boom. All right,
yes.
so talk to us, girl.
Hi, everyone. I'm Faith from Detroit, Michigan. I'm excited because actually on Saturday, I signed up my first $450 pack, which was
Woo! Let's go.
amazing. I didn't get to talk myself out of it. I shut my mouth. Okay. I had to remember which video they actually saw and what was produced, what was shown, and that was it. So I said, "You ready to get started?" It was like, yes. So that was great. And then also I had one more win. Oh, I finally booked my first trip through Viago, which will be Thailand in September. So I
Oh,
am so excited. Yes, I'm
stop
excited.
it.
So
Oh
thanks
man.
for letting me share, Jesse.
Oh, you're gonna have a blast. Congratulations, girl. We're super proud of you. So great lesson there was this: is ask the question, shut up, So one of those things. So, you ready to get started? Yeah. So yeah.
And one more. I have my six.
And you rocked out getting your
I got my
sixth
six.
out the
Yeah,
month of March. That is
yeah,
amazing. So
yes.
love it, love it, love it. All right. I think we
Thank
got
you.
Kathy. You're up next, girl. Talk to me.
Yes, I booked a hotel room in Phoenix Chandler, Arizona,
Yeah.
through member deals.
Yeah.
And we had some issues, even though it was a brand new hotel. It was very minimal. It was an extended stay, but they didn't have hand towels, they didn't have Kleenex, they didn't have dishes. And on Friday night, they had no internet and no TV. So our gracious manager at the hotel said, well, if somebody from Member Deals will call us, we'll refund that day like 200 and some dollars for a Friday night during baseball playoff thing,
Yeah.
spring
Spring
training.
training is in Arizona right now. Yeah.
And so today, Shar told me how to go on Member Deals and find the phone number. They answered right away, and this fabulous girl named Judy took all my information. I had the manager's name, and she said, give me a minute, I'll write up a ticket, and we'll let you know in 72 hours if you get your $200+ back. Because they said, Member Deals, hotels, they want you to have the perfect place to stay.
Oh,
It
I
was
love it.
awesome. It was just awesome. I love Member Deals.
I love it. I love it. We do too. We do too. Getting out there and using your deals here. That's awesome, guys. Well, I'm excited to hear the update here, and hopefully we'll able to close that chapter here. David, Chicago, Chi-Town. Talk to me, my friend.
Hey y'all, how you doing? Dave from Chicago, barbershop owner. So last Thursday, I know you're talking about this week, but last Thursday, me and my team, we helped one of our other teammates enroll an ambassador, and they got the 450 pack. So let's go, let's get it.
Let's go. Let's go. So we've got so many people. So look, guys, we're going to give you another opportunity. We want to share some more stories if you're thinking about them here, because something that we want to definitely be doing here. So, but let me jump into a couple things here and share with you my testimonial Tuesday for you guys. And part of this is going to lead into training. So in our business, I want you to write this down in your notes. Take this one to the bank. Facts tell, stories compel. Ooh. Maybe a little bit different twist than some of you guys have heard before. Most of us have heard it as facts tell, stories sell. And although that is true, and it is something that is important, I want to talk about it today as a concept, right? We did talk about it here last week a little bit of the idea of promoting escapes and promoting trips and promoting whatever it is. And today, but in stories. So how many of us want to sign up a lot more ambassadors in 2025, right? Boom. How many of us want to enroll more before the end of this month and win this contest? How many of us, that 3K for top spots on the table and no one's in double digits yet? I was looking at that like, oh, someone's going to clean that up. But on top of that, the other thing we're looking at is making sure is getting 6. And that's a huge thing, Faith. So if you've already got your 6, go ahead and type into the chat, I got my 6. We want to congratulate you, because that really, Club 6 being then a focal point. But, how do we get there, right? So we say facts tell, stories sell. So why is that? Well, we look at it like my daughter, right? She's turning 2 in a couple of weeks. She has her second birthday party on Sunday, which we're excited about. And at night, we read her stories. Hang on a sec. I'm going to meet you guys out now. So in this, we read her bedtime, stories. You don't read her bedtime facts. Bedtime facts would be weird, So, and one of my friends used to say this, Brand, you probably get a kick out of this because you used to always say this joke. He said, it was like Jack and Jill went up the hill. It's a story. It's not Jack and Jill went up the hill. Jack was 5'8". Jill was 5'4", and she was 135 pounds, and she fell down, broke her cat, which is her cranium, which is on top of the head, which is like what? Like who can like it's not it's stories, right? And a large portion of it is the moral to the story. And if we look at the things that we have loved, what are great entertainment? Good stories, right? So good biographies, good books. What are good songs? They're good storytellers usually for the most part, right? And what do we take a look at? Morals, fables. It's no coincidence that the things that have lasted thousands and thousands of years in the books that have been shared through times are told through stories. We relate, we connect them. Now, we might call them through analogies. Now, how do we relate it to our businesses? The stories. Now, true stories, right? One of the things in this industry that I am perplexed by, aggravated by more than anything is I have to be in an industry that is surrounded by people that are wildly over exaggerators. you know? So I don't know why network marketing has its own math. You know, it is a very strange thing, you know, where, you know, it's like people, it's like, for what? The truth is enough. You know, in fact, you might as well start at the truth. You're going to end up there eventually. So you don't need to over exaggerate. You don't need to hype this thing up. In fact, and I'm not talking about underselling and over delivering, but I am talking about when we're sharing our stories, we're sharing factual stories of what it is. And that's exciting for people about the difference that the product is making and saving them. So Paxel, so be a collector of good stories. So I'm going to talk about that here a little bit here today, but also in articulating those stories of how do I go out there through the excitement and the passion and enthusiasm sharing my stories. Now, there are 3 types of stories. I want you to write these down, right? So 3 types of stories that you're going to want to start learning. The first stories that you're going to start learning are your upline stories or your support team stories. Now, I want to kind of broaden that here because everybody really here is a part of your team, meaning a win for Viago is another testimonial or story for you to be able to collect, right? Faith's story, Brandon's story, Kathy's story, these are stories. They don't need to be a part of your organization. They don't need to be a part of your upline to be able to collect these stories. In fact, we're going to be collecting these and putting them on our site and more stories. So it's just like a barrage of stories where people can go, look, when people want to know, well, what's the value of the membership? Well, look at all this, right? Story after story of people saving from every different aspect of our membership and every different area of the world. So collecting stories. So basically my upline story, okay, those are the kind of where you're going to start. Now that's going to be product stories. It's also going to be compensation or from the money, because when somebody wants to know, hey, is this thing working? We got to show them. We got to show them the thing is working, right? So, and whether you're creating it. Now, in the beginning, this is an area where people are usually a little bit more timid in our business. And the reason why is because until they have a story of themselves, they sometimes feel like, well, how do I have a leg to stand on? If I am not successful yet in the business, how can I convince somebody else that they can be successful? If I haven't, you know, it's like you introduce somebody to an opportunity and they're like, you making any money yet? You know, so you're a millionaire yet? Right. And that's stupid, but people do this, right? And people have this. And so pointing to somebody and pointing to somebody else's story and success is important in the beginning. Okay. But I don't want you to get distracted because the expectation of understanding, but you can create a story real fast because just a get 6 and your membership's free. Like, here's all people need. Oh, look, I signed up somebody the other day. I got $100 this week. What? You know, that's enough, right? So for someone to see that it's working, it doesn't need to be massive amounts of business, right? Now, here's an area that can help many of you when it comes to the business, when you're introducing somebody, when the feeling might have been, hey, I've been in Viago for a month or 2 months, or maybe you've been in the industry for a year, 2 years, 3 years, and maybe you aren't where you want to be yet. Now, I'm going to actually put this on group view just for myself. If everyone could turn their cameras on real quick, and I just want all of you, if you have, you know, can turn your camera on, if you can be wildly authentic for a quick moment, how many of you, by show of hands, believe you should be further in your business than you are right now, by show of hands? Cool, everybody. So all of you are disappointed. Perfect, right? How did I know that, right? So it is a weird thing. So no, I don't care if you hit silver your first month. I don't care if you hit diamond your third month. I'm telling you, 100% of people I talk to believe that they should be further. Now, what is that all about? Let's kind of talk about it, right? I know why, because many of you want to be further. You think you could have done more and get to more. So I don't want you to beat yourself up over this. However, this is a universal thing. So I don't want you to be sitting there going like, I'm all alone experiencing this feeling that I have for myself. Woe is me. Let's have a pity party, because I used to do that too. So, and wanting to be further. Now, why is this significant? Okay. Is people get messed up because when I'm introducing, let's say my friend Brandon, I'm introducing my friend Brandon to Viago, and let's say Brandon is successful, which he is in his life, right? He's successful in his career. He's an entrepreneur. He's an amazing father. He's got a family, and and he is he's got a podcast. He's good. And maybe I haven't made any money in network marketing, and he knows that because I've been involved in this or whatever it is. And sometimes we have this feeling like, like how am I gonna, share with him an opportunity when it feels like like I haven't gotten there yet. Let me help many of you guys. And I believe this can help you because it helped me in the very beginning. Just because you've been a part of a company doesn't mean that you've been building the company. Just because you've been a member of a company doesn't mean that you have been doing the actions to produce a result. Okay. A good example. Let's say the gym. If you own a gym membership, it doesn't mean you're going to get in shape. I think we can all agree on this. I mean, that would be great, right? So, now if you go to the gym once, do you get results? No, we know this. You don't get results, you just get pain because it's painful if you haven't worked out in a while and your muscles aren't used to it, right? Now, if you start and stop and start and stop, you don't get further in your health journey. You just get pain every time you go back. That's kind of one of those things. So you got to be consistent. So let me help you. We know this when it comes to working out. We know this when it comes to eating. We know this when it comes to almost every area of our life, but we don't give ourselves, don't let ourselves off the hook with this when it comes to business. Okay. So I want you to separate this. If you haven't been doing the business, but let's take the gym. If you went to, look, two things. If you went to the gym every day, let's say not every day, 3 days a week, and you worked out and you ate good, would you be in better shape over the course of a year? Yes. Unless there's some weird medical thing you've got going on, nobody is going to debate that, right? So now you can be very confident in that if you're doing the action, the result will follow. So in our business, the action is inviting and presenting and training. So if you haven't been inviting every day, if you haven't been presenting every week, then of course the results are not going to come in consistently. So to expect so would be naive, right? So, and in this, why this is helpful is you can be a member, or in this case, a club member, a member of the product, and not be building the business. But you can decide to turn that on. So if I'm talking to Brandon and maybe I feel that level of like, well, I'm going to be judged because he knows I've been doing this or I've done network marketing and I haven't made a lot of money. I can have a different conversation with Brandon. Say, hey, Brandon, listen, hey, I don't know if you're open to this. I'm really excited about what it is that I'm about to launch. Okay. And what I want you to separate is the difference between being a member and being an ambassador. So hopefully this can help. So if I'm talking to Brandon, I can be able to listen, hey, so I've actually been a part of this club and this community, and I've been a member of this, and I've been kicking the tires on the product. And man, the story, let me tell you about the stories that I have. Let me tell you about these other stories. And I've been kind of just experiencing the product and getting to know it and really falling in love with it. And now, meaning like March 25th or March 26th, I am going all in on it as a business and I'm super excited about it. So Brandon can't say, well, how much have you made yet? I started today. So, right, this is the beginning, right? Or this month or this week, you know what I mean? Like there's no pass for him to say, well, how long you been doing this? I've been a member. I've been using it. Oh my God, and I've been loving it. Let me tell you what I've saved. Let me tell you the experience I've had. Let me tell you the stories I've had with the product, with the membership, right? So as I've been kicking the tires, and quite frankly, is so I got, and you could say, well, hey, I thought you signed up for this a long time ago. I did. I signed up, but I never actually followed. I never really did the actual business side of it. I was actually just using the product, right? So this can help some of you relieve that because I remember feeling that pressure like, well, what are people going to think? Like, so, and here's the thing, but you got to go out there and go to step number 2. Remember, the first story I said was support team stories. You're going to use everybody else's stories. Second story is your story. You got to create your story. All right. Now, your stories around using the product, your stories around using the membership, a saving story, a trip story, a once in a lifetime magical moment story, right? So we're looking to create those moments and capture that the best we can so you can share those moments, something with your family, something that it's priceless. There's not a price that you can put on something that was created because of Iago, right? Whether it was peace of mind, whether it was a dollar save, whatever it is, right? Creating your story. But the second story you need to create is your financial story. And that is important. It is important. Now, it doesn't need to be a bagillion dollars, right? It needs to be a faith story. Is this, hey, I signed up somebody, I made $100. Really? Yeah, something's awesome, right? So guess what? Do it again, you get another 100. So, and those small stories are super significant. But you want to know what the most important story is, in my opinion, is this of your personal story? Club 6. This is Get 6, right? So whether it's Get 6 or it's Get 6 or it's Get 6, I don't know how you want to do this. I don't know, or we're doing it like this. Okay, with 3, 6. I don't know. Somebody come up with a sign, So right. I don't know. Somebody figure it out. So I'll get in trouble. I should stop. But getting your 6 of your story of finishing this month, I want you to think about the value that's attached to that. honestly, I was hearing Eric Grzybowski do a train the trainers, and he said, if you're doing a great job in the presentation, so the only reason somebody would not sign up is if they don't think they could get 6. Why in the world would you not sign up if you know you could get 6? Your membership's free, you get all the benefits, and you're making money. Like there'd be no reason not to join, right? So because there's literally no loss in it. So getting to 6, the end of this month, it's the 25th. So how many days we got left here? What is it? 6 days? So finishing out the month here and closing out strong of getting your 6, okay, is one of those things that we want to focus on. So creating your story, that's the second story. Now the third story, and here's the most powerful stories, is your team stories. This is where the stories get really exciting. See, today I don't have a support team story because Isaac's my upline. So, but I mean, obviously I get to share Isaac's story, which is one of the most wonderful stories in the world to be able to share about his family. However, the thing that I get the most I'm kind of joy from in my life is sharing my team stories, getting a chance to share the stories of people that saved and that went and that experienced something different, sharing all of those different pieces, right? So, and one of the guys who might be on here a little bit, if he isn't, I'm gonna pick on him a little bit later, who is a dear friend of mine for a long time, who just this last week wrapped up his silver promotion. And we'll get a chance to hear from him in a little bit, but these stories of getting a chance to hear your team stories. So your goal is to be a collector of good stories. Okay. And on archiving them, and I have a story for anything. So when somebody asks me this, is like I can whip out a story like about anything, and almost in any category as we're developing these. So those are your categories. Now let me go through this, and I'm going to share with you my story. So one of the parts of the product here is our getaway program. Now, as our getaway program is evolving, is it perfect? No, but we have big visions for where it's going and where we're going to be adding towards it and different pieces that are coming into it, right? So for me, one of the getaway program that I like promoting the most currently right now is the 7-night resort stay. So I've had a lot of success with it. I've worked this program pretty well. I've used it many a times, and I've used it in different parts of the world. So, and what I'm excited to show you guys is where I just used it. So yesterday I just got back from Tagaytay, which is a there's a volcano with a lake in the mountains about an hour and a half, 2 hours south of Manila. Honestly, which is weird. I've lived here for a year and a half almost, and like I haven't even gone to this place. And what took me there is I was looking as we are getting ready and prepared to launch the Philippines of where the options were potentially for getaways in the Philippines. And I found a no charge 7-night resort in this location that was drivable. So I was like, hey, babe, we're going down the street. So anyway, we rented a car, drove down, and we weren't able to stay the 7 days, but we ended up staying 3 nights. And then one of our other leaders that was in the market, we just swapped out, and so she's staying the other 3 nights at the location. So that way we both could have an opportunity to experience it. But I want to share with you a little bit about this location and how I found it and how I search for these and how I like to show this. Right. So in this part of our program, and then we'll get into a few details. So this is, let's see if I can pull it up on my phone. This place is pretty darn spectacular. So this is this was a room. We ended up getting 2, one for me, my wife, and my daughter, and my wife's mother is here, who's from the Philippines. So and so we got 2. Actually, we got 2 at the same location for 7 nights. And overlooks the volcano. So there is little Beba Phoenix. And this is the rooftop pool, so you guys can see. It's got a beautiful view. It overlooks the volcano. So this is the inside. It's got kind of like a little kitchen area, so you can, with microwave and refrigerator, and it's got a little sink. So it would be classified as like a 3.5 star, but I felt a little bit more like some things were on 4-star. Some things were, as far as amenities were concerned, it had everything, and it had super fast Wi-Fi, which was awesome. And I'll show you the volcano. So there's Phoenix. But this area, it was legit probably one of the coolest dining experiences because it overlooks, this is the lake and the volcano in the middle of the lake. So this is my balcony from this 7 night stay, right? So then this is this place that we had this breakfast, the lechon. I don't know if you guys know, it's like obviously their delicacy here, which is, and the food was just dumb. I honestly, it was probably some of the best food that I'd ever had in this area. And then we went to, I mean, I don't even, we went to so many different places, and there was so much good food that we had while we were over there. I had one of the best dining experiences I've ever had in my life. Is this place called Antonio's. And they had this steak. I have been dreaming about this steak. It's probably top 3 steaks I've ever had in my entire life. And I don't even know how to describe how unbelievably beautiful this restaurant was. This was like fine dining. I was not prepared. I felt wildly underdressed. They did have a dress code, but I didn't even know that a place like this existed in the area. This was the steak. This was the dessert, the pecan, duck fat pecan stuff, like stuff I don't even know how to pronounce. This was the in between the appetizers and the steak palate cleanser sorbet minty thing. I've been like, I had to ask them, I was like, why are they? I didn't order dessert, and they were like, no, sir. Like that's how dumb that's how dumb I am. I don't know. I don't know fine dining. But then they had obviously the steaks were credible. But then they had this place, which was their garden. So where you go to have a little after cocktail. So which is I just, it was mind blowing, like the area. I don't even know how to. It's pictures don't even do it. Videos don't even do it. So. And I would have never known about this place if it wasn't for our 7 night getaway. This was the entry hall to the place, right? So I felt like we should do photo shoots while we were there. Then the other one was this unbelievable, it's probably the most beautiful Starbucks I've ever seen in my entire life. It is known for being the nicest Starbucks in the world. This is Starbucks, and that's the view of the volcano was kind of blown out because of the light coming into it. And in Tagaytay. Then we went to this place called Bag of Beans for breakfast. So, and I swore we were in, like, I don't know where we were, like Venice, Italy, I felt like, or in the Venetian. Look at this place. So, and I mean, it was, you can see me, I'm confused in a good way, right? So, as we went around, and then Phoenix and I just having an absolute blast. So she's learning to make faces like her dad. And then we went down to about a 40-minute drive from the volcano. We got a chance to go down to the beach. So we went to this place where we got a day pass that has that giant and floaty things out in the water, and then a pool, everything, food and snacks, and we hung out there all day. And the cost for the full day rental for the day pass was $3.70. It's just better in the Philippines, baby. I don't know what to tell you. So they had all these little stands out there. You could grab sushi, and this was on the beach. So it was crazy. So a beautiful place. And this was the yeah. So this is the yeah. So this was Canyon K. So, and Phoenix saying A B C D E F. She's going down the lines. Now, obviously, we continue. We found this great sushi ramen place. Then we went to this restaurant that was also owned called Breakfast in Antonio's. So, and which had like I don't even know, like yeah, some of the best food I've ever had in my life. And then they had this little mini zoo that was next door that we were like, what is this? So that had all this stuff. And this is probably my favorite shirt that I've ever been given. It says, with a body like this, who needs hair? So this was a gift from one of my friends in Dubai. So sporting that one. And they had like lions and tigers and bears. So, and this camel. So, and this camel wanted to eat us. So, but we got a chance to feed this camel. And the goats and the guinea pigs, and my daughter obviously loved it. And then they had a zip line, okay, so that went over the area. So, and the zip line, let me tell you, the zip line was expensive. It was $2.70 to do the zip line. So, I mean, just wild. The first time I did it, Daphne didn't press record, and I was so mad because I was like, you didn't record. And then I was like, why am I mad? Just do it again. It's $2.70. So her mistake let me do the zip line twice. So, and there's the volcano. The only thing I'm mad about is I forgot my sign. I wanted to have my "Let's go" sign as we went over the zip line. So, and then this is down at the beach on this inflatable park that obviously is up to for my speed. And then we went to, I don't even like the dinners, the food, guys. Just look at the salads. I like look at this pizza. And then the next morning woke up in a place called Farm, which is like this organic farm where they make everything. So this was yesterday morning, just so you guys know. And this garden where they make everything. And this was the so this is like a traditional Filipino dish what they made with ube instead of chocolate. And had an absolute blast. Then we went down to rent the boat to go out on the lake. So the lake, the volcano, so they take you out on the boat with the lake, and it was just unbelievably beautiful. So that is the small volcano, that's not active, and then at the active volcano, and they take you around there. And again, the whole private boat rental tour was for 3 of us for 2 hours was $36. And then Phoenix was done by the end of it. She had her fill. And then of course she wanted to drive home in the car. Now, what did we have access to? So again, this is where it is. What am I doing right now? I want you to think, what is Jesse McPherson doing? Okay. Last week I showed you some stuff. You're like, can you stop showing me stuff? No. I will not. So is this meant to inspire and motivate and maybe piss you off slightly? Probably. And the idea behind it is this, what I'm doing is I'm collecting. I am a collector of experiences and stories that I get a chance to share with people as much as humanly possible. For the people that want to do this and want to do that, because my number one goal is to be a product of the product. Because if I can be a product of the product and create as many stories as possible, I know that I can inspire people that go, you know what, that's what it is that I'm looking to do. I want to do everything as big as I can. Now, where did I find this? And where have I found this all over? Let me show you. Okay. So, and you guys can actually go do this. It's a very simple process, and I'm going to walk you through it here real quickly. Okay. So first things first. Okay. I have this bookmarked. Okay. So, on my site, which is 7nightstaygetaway.com. 7nightstaygetaway.com. You don't have to go to Club Iago, log in and click. You can. You don't have to. You can go right here. Okay. And do this. Now, can you use until you activate your getaway code, which is the video tutorials on our website. I'm not going to go through that right now. So where you would go once you've activated and you get an email with your code, you're going to go to this link. It has it in the email, and you're going to click on sign in or activate. You're going to put in your activation code. You set up your account and boom. However, what I always like to do before I even choose to activate a code and choose where I want to go, I just am using the demo account. So the demo account is right over here, and you're like, well, what is the login and password? Well, if you're back on the website and you click on Learn More, under Learn More, you can see the demo email address and the demo account password is right there. So it's literally live on the site. So when you click on it, I have mine obviously saved. So I'm going to log in. It's going to ask you to choose your password. So here, or choose your package. This one's deactivated. So this is the demo preview, getaway preview. Hit select. Okay. So once I hit select and I'm inside of the site, you'll see on the top right, it says getaway demo site. So you're good. And what I'm going to do is click on advanced search. So these are the steps that I do. Okay. If you find a better way to do it, go for it. When you click on advanced search, you're going to select the benefit of the 7-night preview and hit apply benefit. When you hit apply benefit, you're going to be able to choose your region. So these are the different regions that you can choose. Now, before I go through this, here's what I want you to know. There are thousands of properties inside of this program. Are all of them at no charge? No, of course not. Are they wildly discounted? Yes. Are some of them not great deals? Yes. Does that mean the program is terrible? No. I had somebody say this. They were like, well, I didn't get a 7-night resort stay on Waikiki Beach, beachfront for 7 nights for no charge. This program's trash. I'm exaggerating slightly, but that's basically what they were saying. And I'm like, well, nah, no, that's not true. So there are some that are wildly discounted, okay? But what we're looking for in this is how to search. There are lots of properties. Are all of them places that Jesse McPherson would stay at? No. So, okay, you're going to have to sift a little bit, which is part of hunting down the deals, okay? All right, in this. All right, but going to here, searching, and having a hotel you wouldn't stay at and being upset about it would be like going on to booking.com, searching Vegas, finding hotels that are 2-star you wouldn't stay at, and saying this website is trash. Like that's, you do realize that's weird. Okay. So I promise you, out of the thousands, you can find one you'll be real happy with. Okay. So how we do this is searching for a region. Now, US, I'm going to show you a couple that I used to do here. So as well, actually, well, I'll kind of show you US first. Choose your destination. You can choose your state. Obviously, you can choose all of these. One of the best areas is places you're going to find that are not like your super, super, super highly concentrated populated areas, or we're looking some kind of off-peak season times. But be excited to check some stuff out. Let's check Arizona. I'm from Arizona, so I can look up Lake Havasu, Phoenix area, Sedona area, and Tucson. So once you hit plus, it adds it to the destinations that you're going to search for over here on the right-hand side, okay? So right now, I could remove or exit out and all that kind of stuff. When you do your travel preferences, I always just choose tomorrow, okay? Because you have to choose at least one day out. And then I'm going to choose out. I'm going to just scroll out like 3 months, okay? So out 3 months, doesn't matter, just to choose. I want to just see what's out there. I don't change any of the other preferences. Even if I do want 2 bedrooms or more, or I want occupancy or more, don't change it, just see. So now I'm going to do a search. So what it's going to do is it's going to pull up everything in basically Arizona, right, that is available for me to potentially book through this getaway program using my certificate. Now, the first thing that you're going to notice that pops up through this is it's going to show you featured resorts, which normally are not going to be at a no charge, okay? Now, what you do is you click on lowest price and it'll reshuffle everything to show you the ones that are at the lowest cost first, okay? All right, now, Arizona, so may or may not have no charge options depending on the season. This is prime time season for Arizona. You've got the open, spring training, perfect weather. Might not be the best place to try to go during a peak season time. But if you look at this is in, so Coles Ranch Lodge, this is in Payson, Arizona, which you get an entire cabin at no charge for these dates and these dates. Okay, so Peoria, so $199. So taking a look at this. So the Hot Scottsdale, this one is almost always no charge except for peak season, which is what you got going on right now in Arizona. So Scottsdale Links, this way I've literally used a getaway here 3 different times, you know, at this location. The other one that you're going to find tons of is when you get up to in Sedona, some of my favorites. I want you to take a look at this. The Ridge in Sedona Golf Course Resort, $199. So so for seven nights, what is it, $28 a night? Even if you were paying that, it was a screaming deal. Okay. No charge, no charge. So this is for one. Now you can choose any region, anywhere in the world for all of this, but let's go back here and I'm going to change this up. We're going to get rid of this and I'm going to show you what I just did. So, and you can start playing around. So Asia, Philippines. So if you go to Asia, lets me select countries. So I selected Philippines, boom, I hit a plus. I'm going to select tomorrow, bam, and then I'm going to select and go out, you know, whatever, a few months, doesn't matter. And I'm going to hit find results. So this is what I just did a couple weeks ago, right? So, and through that, it's going to pull up the ones here, and then I'm going to hit lowest price. When I hit lowest price, it's going to pull up the prices of the ones that are potentially no charge. So here's one I'm excited to go visit, okay? So which is a no charge property. Here's another property in Puerto Penasco, which is actually in Palawan, right? So for $229. So this is where you're going to find all of these different places and different potential prices. This is the resort that I found, right? That I just stayed at that was available. This one is generally coming up as a no charge. Right now it's 400, but if I log in a week or 2 weeks from now, this is why checking back. So this was this is the one I just showed you that we stayed at. Now, although it says 2 keys, which is kind of like their version of 2 stars to 5 stars, sometimes they're less, sometimes they're more. I don't know. These are their whatever ranking system in this. I don't think is super accurate, but when you see a place, you can click on it, hit learn more, it'll pop into the location and you can kind of see kind of an idea of what it is and what's in the area. Okay. I just like looking up the hotel. I just go look at it myself online and take a look. at the benefits. So this is through our getaway program, one of the great things that you can start taking a look at, but they are all over. You're going to start finding some hidden gems in this. Now, as a person, here's the thing that I have found as a potential, positive, negative, or whatever it is if I have somebody that's a customer of mine, I want to create raving fans and raving customers. So some of the things is to do a little bit of work for them and say, hey, listen, what area of the world would you might be interested in that you could use your getaway with after 1 year from now, right? So, and start getting them excited about it. Say, hey, look, here's some ideas and destinations. Have you ever thought about going here? Have you ever thought about going here? Have you ever thought about going there? And show them, because I'm going to show them some of the ones that I know they're going to have a smash hit with. Right. Some of the ones that I know they're going to have a great experience with, whether it's like, because there's about 4 or 5 definitions. Mexico, there's some great spots. In the Caribbean, there's some great spots, right? So 7-night resorts that are amazing. So that's one of those things to definitely be looking at, is experiencing it and getting after it. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Now, let me go through some of the last minute our promotions that we need to get to. So we make sure we're on the same page as we rock this out. So Elite Synergy System, our website, if you haven't been on it, make sure you get over there, elitesynergysystem.com. Training, calendar, resources, PowerPoints being updated constantly. And we've got new stuff that's coming. We've got our tutorial videos, tons of informational videos of way for you to be able to resource that are broken down in bite-sized chunks on the website. We just added it in Spanish. And we're adding obviously more and more languages as things are popping together. Our next big piece here from our system is the Inner Circle. This training program, our app and Inner Circle with our parties and listening to it as you go on your day-to-day is, there's so much incredible content in here. And if you want to learn from people that have been there, done that, got the t-shirt, you're going to find it inside here. Now, all roads are really leading to Atlanta, but before we get to Atlanta, use these presentations that are going on daily to close out your month, get you in Club 6, and making sure we're getting you your next promotion. Whatever you qualify for at the end of March or the end of April is what you're going to be crossing the stage as in Amplify as your Viago rank. And we want you to be there, okay? So Viago presentations and trainings, which has been amazing. Mazaffer did a kick butt detailed compensation training that is in the Inner Circle right now. It is like, you want to get into the nitty gritty and understand the power of our comp plan, get into that. And he goes into every nook and cranny of the thing so you can really understand it, right? But our convention coming up here, May 2nd through the 4th, with our lead trainers here, Eric, Matt, myself, Mazaffer, and Troy, who are going to be speaking at this event. And apparently it is a 2 to 3 ratio of bald. I don't know why that sticks out to me. And our first 2 guest trainers, you got a chance to hear from Jen Obert, Patrick Newkirk, which is super exciting to see the advancements going on in their business. And next Tuesday, we're going to be announcing our next 2 guest trainers. So excited for you to hear from them. Hotel is up. Booking, we've added more rooms, we sold out. We added more rooms, we sold out. Pretty sure we just got more rooms added. So if you haven't booked your room on our site, again, all details, Elite Synergy System, our Friday night white party. So dress to impress. That's going to be an awesome one. Get 6 in your back office for you to cross the stage, get your picture with Isaac, and complete that this month like Faith just did. Super excited for you crossing that stage, getting a chance to get your card and picture from Isaac. And then closing out the month for March Madness, we got double cycles, $100. Cycles are 4 points left, 4 points right per cycle instead of 5. You get 2 points per launch pack. So when someone says that 450 pack, that's 2 points. All right. So we got to get after it. Now, the promotion, which is crazy, is this leaderboard for the month of March, okay, is, on my opinion, a little bit on the lower side here. So literally someone's going to clean this thing up. And look at those cash prizes for going after this thing at the end of the month here and getting to first place, $3,000. And if you get to 20 or 30, we double, triple these prizes. Can be some big money on the table. Also, of course, these are people that are going to be on stage. If you are in the top 10, you're going to be recognized on stage in Atlanta at our Amplify event. All right. So one of the next big trips I talked about last week that I'm going to be hosting is going to be here in Vietnam. I know that's quite some distance. There is going to be a trip in June in Greece. We'll have details hopefully locked up here this week for you guys. There's great stuff going on in Mexico. Puerto Rico's got an amazing trip. If you haven't booked your reward escape trip, or you want to go with Faith to Thailand, I think she's going in September, it looks like. So I might have to scoot over there and see you. I love Thailand trips. But This one's going to be a big one with some promotional videos on this. Come hang out with me in Vietnam. Those hands that you see there in the background, that is in Da Nang, which is where we're going. And I'm going to be teasing you pretty nicely. For those of you guys that haven't had this on your bucket list, it's going to be a big one. So looking forward to seeing all of you guys there that have an opportunity to go. Now, if you're not going there, don't worry about it. So just go promote it anyway, because it's on their bucket list to get there. So, all right, let's wrap this up like a burrito. So as we're finishing, so we talked about this: facts tell, stories sell. Facts tell, stories sell. Yeah, I also said facts tell, stories compel. Right. Some of it is I'm not trying to get somebody sold, but I'm trying to get them moved. Right. So I'm trying to get them somewhere, get them unstuck, get them forward moving progress. This is one of those things that I'm constantly looking for when I'm looking to get to a yes. Right. Because here's the thing I found in our business. Yeses are easy, nos are easy. Everything else is weird. So I remember that. Like, okay, yes, got it. All right. No, got it. It's maybe kind of sort of so right. Just I don't know. I call them like wet noodles. It's like, whoa, like I can't tie it down. Like, what do I do? Like, and I remember this. So how do I move somebody to the next piece is I have found for the most part, it's another story. You got to hear this story. You got to hear this. And a lot of times it's introducing them or connecting to somebody so that way they can see and experience something else. So in your power of your stories, of learning to tell compelling stories on this is, remember, it's not just the excitement that you're going through it and the value that's going in it, but not what's in it for me, but what's in it for them. So people are always listening to this through this of how do I get somebody that is stuck on, well, is this going to work? So, and here's a great response and or objection is, I don't know. All I know is story. Write this down. I don't know. All I know is story. So again, I don't know. All I know is insert a story. So this is why being a collector of good story, because you can't just say that. So I don't know. All I know is story time. You got to have a story to fill in. So start collecting these stories of what it is and be like, I don't know. All I know is, and be, well, how does that getaway program work? Well, I don't know all the details, but all I know is I just got a chance to see one of my friends and business partners use the 7-night getaway. So in the Philippines, and honestly, like, I feel like I have to book a trip there now. And I have to go. When I got a chance to see and experience it. Obviously, I'm going to be posting around it. So you can pull up my Facebook and pull it up. I'm going to be posting here this next week. So you can go like, take a look at this. This is this 7-night getaway and the story and the location. And this is a gift from the company of just being a loyal member for 12 months. Like, that's incredible. All right. So I'm excited to be able to use mine in 7 months. I've been a member for 5 months, and I'm in 7 months. I'm already planning where I'm going. So, and this is where you can talk or use someone else's story until you're creating your own story with the program. And then, of course, what you'll start using is your team stories. So these things of story. So right now, what you think about is this week is, how can I go out there and tell the story better? And how can I become better at sharing these stories that in a compelling way that people are excited to participate and join? So I've got many stories I could share with you guys here today. And what I always kind of like, I don't want to kind of overdo it, just because for me, if I look at the vision of where we're going and the community that we're building, guys, I look at it like we're not even 120 days old. Like, that's wild to me when I think about, but the story and the vision of what it is the big thinkers behind Viago and what they're putting together and what they're creating for us and working so hard to deliver on creating even more and more value for our membership and bringing more and more products to our marketplace and bringing more and more development and personal growth for us to be able to bring this together. It is a huge undertaking. And one of the things for me is so I am excited, unbelievably grateful for what we currently have. But for me, I'm already in like 2030. Now, I want you to think about, like, doesn't that sound like a fake year? Like you're watching a movie in the future, year 2030. No, that's 5 years from now, guys. 2030. I know. Like, what? Right? Yeah. So in 2030, I want you to imagine and I want you to picture this. And what I want you to do is just real quick, if you can close your eyes, close your eyes. If you're driving, do not do this exercise. You can listen to this on the replay. But just for a quick second here, what I want you to do is I want you to picture it's March 2030, 5 years from today. And I want you to just picture it real quick. And what is it you're doing? I want you to just, all of a sudden, you wake up. Maybe you wake up to your kids jumping on you, and maybe they're not kids anymore. Or maybe you wake up to no kids because your kids have left the house, and thank God they have. And you are child free. So maybe you wake up to your spouse turning over and giving you, a big kiss and say, "Good morning, my love," right? And all of a sudden you open your eyes and you wake up and you get out of bed and you turn to your left. And when you turn to your left, you out over there, you see the beautiful ocean. Why? Because you are staying in one of your seasonal homes. That's right. You don't have a home, you have seasonal homes, right? You have seasons in life. Why wouldn't you have seasonal homes? And right now, it's March, and you're like, well, where am I? Maybe you're in a seasonal home here in the Philippines, overlooking the water. And so you get out of bed, right? So, and you walk down into your kitchen and there's already fresh made breakfast, healthy smoothies that are there. Why? Because you got your private chef and your chef that's cooked you beautiful food. You don't even have to think about it, right? And then from there, you take a little bit and then you walk out, right? And you get into your infinity pool looking over while, the sun is out, right? And you get a phone call from people going, "Thank you so much for what you did that gave me this life because the impact that you've made on them." And in 5 years from now, you're sitting there having this experience, right? So now you get out and your kids are calling you to say, "Thanks, mom and dad," because you paid for their vacation to go on an endless road trip to Europe, right? So, and you're checking in to saying how you're doing, and you're like, "I'm doing just fine. Stay as long as you want." I'll come meet you soon. And you turn around and you go, "You know what? It was worth it." And you have one of those moments where you're like, "Man, can't believe we actually got here." And you can open your eyes here real quick. So I don't want to do too long of an exercise. But here's what I want you to think about. If you haven't painted yourself into the future of your own picture, do it. See, people say, "Well, how can you predict the future?" It's easy to predict the future if you create it. And see, the future that I'm living here today, this didn't happen by accident. Yeah. Now, was it hard work? You better believe it. Was it tough? Absolutely. Did I want to stop at times? 100%. Shoot, I quit in December, like twice, so, and then I signed myself back up. Right. So, but the idea behind it is I knew what I wanted and what I was willing to go through in order to get it. And so painting this in. Now, this, what I just gave you is what they call a visualization. Technically not a story, but it's painting you into your story. What do you want the story of your life to be? So many people I've found are so attached to one of the things that is the biggest addiction in the world. The biggest addiction in the world is, just so you guys know, it's not, drugs, it's not coffee, it's not alcohol. The biggest addiction in the world for people is problems. And I see so many people that are addicted to their problems instead of committed to a solution. And it's so easy for them to talk about all these other things. Now, I'm not saying that the problems aren't real and to ignore the problems. However, when you have a clear path as to where you're going, and this is the guiding light and vision of where we're going. Now, for you, it might not be a beach, maybe it'll be somewhere else. I don't know. But if you can live in that future and then pull that future towards you and pull and literally like pull it towards you, right? So, and then I'm telling you, allow that to be the guiding space. Now, why is that? We started off this conversation. I had all of you raise your hand and saying how many of you wish you were further. Should is a past conversation. It does you no good. It does not help you. So get out of what should have happened where you should have been right now. And that's it. I can't do nothing about yesterday and neither can you. Here's what we can do, where you're going to be in 2030. And in 2030 is going to be predicated on the path that you set yourself on now and get yourself consistent. So let's kick some butt. Let's finish out March. Let's get your club 6. Let's get you crossing that stage in Atlanta. Let's book your next trip. Let's get you on your next escape. Let's get you pre-planning for your next getaway. Let's go out there and show people what this community is really about. I freaking love you guys. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your Tuesday, and we'll see you guys next week with some big announcements for April, our next 2 guest trainers, and some more quality training. Bye for now.